Zhenze is located in the southernmost edge of Jiangsu province, by the border of Zhejiang province. It's situated in the intersection among Nanjing, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. Zhenze is also located in an area called Jiangnan. It's one of water towns in Jiangnan area. Jiangnan region is one of the fastest urbanizing region in China. Urbanization in Jiangnan region extended from scattered condition to larger scale. This will lead to the loss of legibility. The black patches in these maps show urbanized land. It can be seen that rapid urbanization starts from 2002 and 2003. Now, over a decade later, urbanized land has multifold, with majority happen in city area. In the past, railroad was not very developed. Water was the center point of the town. Now, with extended road network, buildings could be built anywhere.
黑豆腐干、新豆茶，4碗茶然后弄1碗，传宝宝吐出来的是做传世贝。
我们这是水乡黑豆腐干，也这是名牌。我们这个就主要是商产呀，
豆腐干，还有那泡茶的那个青豆啊。
阿婆团子的江南的水乡。
那个黑豆腐干、油豆腐，真正特色精神高，粽子。
就这个卡，对啊，这个桥。
We showed people in Zhenze 5 pictures from our first trip. We asked to rank the pictures from 1 to 5. The pagoda is the most popular as it is the most famous character of Zhenze. Apart from the pagoda, different people have different opinion towards characteristic of Zhenze. For example, the elderly man has a deep impression of the water as it is part of his younger life, while the elderly woman has a deeper feeling towards food and tea. The younger generation tend to have a more diverse impression of Zhenze due to different exposure of Zhenze's life and culture. From the interviews done before and this ranking exercise, tourists are more familiar with the food and tea of Zhenze. Culinary experience is affiliated with tourism. The identity of Zhenze also differs for people from different age.
你这个虹桥也是8大景区之一的。
我不知道。
我知道。猪八戒我都不进去。
Since spring and autumn period, Asian landscape had gradually appeared and been repelled for many times. Until modern period, influenced by the Second World War and other reasons, most of the 8 landscape were destroyed. The 8 Asian landscape only 3 remained, which are Ciyun Temple, Wenchang Pavilion, and Hong Bridge. Hong Bridge was relocated, and the temple and pavilion are well protected as the sceneries of Zhenze. Zhenze silk has a long history of at least 4,700 years. The producing activity of silk were mentioned aloud by points in different dynasties, as benefited from the encouraging policy of farming and sericulture implemented by the court during the early Ming dynasty. Sericulture in Zhenze developed faster till Qing dynasty. Zhenze silk production already accounted for 1/5 of whole country and started to be exported. With technical improvement of silk production in modern time, Zhenze silk production changed from homemaking to scale and branding industry. There are many specialties in Zhenze, including winning cake, dry bean curd, 4 bowls of tea, and etc. Winning cake helped win the war due to a hidden strategy slipped in it in Song dynasty. Dry bean curd was famous in Qing dynasty, since it was one of the tributes for Qianlong emperor. 4 bowls of tea is for welcoming new son-in-law and guests in Zhenze. There are many famous people from Zhenze. Fan Li was a politician, militarist, economist, and tourist in spring and autumn period. Wang Xichan was an astronomer in Qing dynasty. Fei Xiaotong was a sociologist. His sister Fei Dashen was a silk expert. Yao Ming is a basketball star, and Wang Fang is a Kun opera actress. The policy we found can mainly classify into 3 levels. For the town level, Zhenze local government defined the preservation area and listed the cultural relics. From the diagram, the major preservation area is along the river. Additionally, the town government established 3 centers to develop tourism, containing Old Town Cultural Experience Center, Wetland Park Ecological Resting Center, and the Silk Company Creative Customized Center. To strengthen the Old Town cultural and historical value, the government also proposed to build a new Silk Road built in Old Town, which combines the specialized silk character and the historic Old Town. In the city level, we classify the Suzhou Jiangnan Water Town preservation method policy into authenticity and integrity, which is based on UNESCO. In the authenticity aspect, there are 5 initiatives. We criticized the later 3 policies due to this consideration. From the case of Suzhou, when the Old Town is open for residents, migrants will start occupying the Old Town, which might ruin the heritage. Residents, especially migrants, also may not have the knowledge to preserve the local culture. Additionally, assigning new heritage buildings from rent and donation will also be a problem, since government could not preserve the existing heritage buildings. For the integrity, there are 3 aspects. We proposed considerations to these 2 policies, since conserving urban identity is not only about preserving existing heritage, but also accommodating new development. The water town feature must be integrated with the newer roads and buildings, so it should not be demolished. In the provincial level, a 20 to 30 kilometers tourism buffer zone will be built centered Suzhou Old Town and SIP. Tongli and Zhenze historical town will become the core tourism agglomerative place in Jiangnan Water Town area. But this policy did not include the Jiangsan area's influence, such as Shanghai and Zhejiang. Government plans to build Zhenze, a silk characteristic town, an east-west ecological wetland and a water village cultural zone across province boundary planned to be built, and it includes many water towns. Government wanted to have radiation to Jiangsu and Zhejiang province. Government also planned to build tourism corridor from Kunshan Qiandeng Town to Zhenze Town, which includes 11 historical water towns based on the railway and Suzhou-Hangzhou-Shanghai highway transport system to attract tourism from Yangtze River Delta and Shanghai Disneyland.